Hi guys, it's me, your buddy Gabe Al Taib. I'm going to be working on this Nosferatu illustration from my boy Narwhal for his book. I'm looking for my large 11 by 17 paper. Oh, I stuck it right behind me over here. So, hello everyone, that's me right there. I guess I'll show my face real quick. Hi guys, looking up into my camera. But I'll be showing you this technique that the great David Williams has shown to me. And it seems like a small detail. It seems like a small detail, but it's actually a magnificent thing he showed me. You know, I've had this light table here for like 20 years, and I barely use it. You know, I use it when I needed to really trace something that I had to do a lot of time laying out perspective on a giant machine or building or something like that. But David pointed out to me that I should draw everything at full size so I don't lose the energy of the composition. And he said I should also flip it and flip it and flip it and keep tracing my own work. And that way, so I'm taping it together with painter's tape here. And you can buy 11 by 17 paper on Amazon really cheap. I bought a 500 sheet ream for not much. It's really good to sketch and lay things out on. So I'm going to tape this together real quick because I drew this Nosferatu originally on my iPad. I'll show you that. And then I printed it this morning. And I'll turn the chat on here in a minute. I don't know if anyone's in watching yet, but so right here in Procreate on my iPad, if you can see there, I drew this and then I printed it out. And now I'm going to flip it and trace it and flip it and trace it and flip it until I get a really nice pencil drawing. And what the flipping and the tracing does is it helps you balance. If an eyeball is crooked or a shoulder's too big or whatever, something's not sitting right three-dimensionally, it really helps you with that. So I'll turn the chat on this phone and keep it next to me so I can check on you guys. I'll do my best to check it every once in a while. You know what I mean? But Vero Frady is here. Seth Wright is here. Statistical Zero is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And let's see. I'll put a link in the description for my comic, Truth, Justice, American Way, so you guys can check that out. And then I'll get rolling here on this illustration. But I definitely want you to check out Truth, Justice, American Way. And I'll tell you the synopsis of it really quick. Truth, Justice, American Way are America's sweethearts. They're the world's sweethearts, probably. They're the greatest super team ever. They've saved the world a million times. Kids will regularly sit in front of their television watching the Truth, Justice, American Way, T-Jaw, cartoon, eating the T-Jaw cereal, playing with the T-Jaw action figures while wearing the T-shirt. Everyone loves these guys. They're all over the late-night talk shows, making everyone laugh and scream. And one day, the unthinkable happens. Tragedy strikes. Lives are lost. And in the fallout from that absolute disaster, the news media starts asking, did T-Jaw do everything they could to stop that? And it looks a little funny. Things look strange. Things look bad. And more news comes out. And it's like, are they just hot dogging it? Are they just having fun being celebrities and lives are being lost? Are they not doing all they could at all times? Are they really just enjoying the high life? So like a media firestorm that we know today, the social media, the news cycle, the 24-hour news cycle, it explodes. Firestorm of news. And the government turns on them. Their friends turn on them. The military's after them. Their bank accounts are frozen. They have to go on the run. They have to go into hiding. And they have to figure out who did this tragedy and why. And can they even trust each other long enough to solve this? Well, they better, because if they can't, a new disaster is coming and millions of lives will be lost. So that is what the first volume of Truth, Justice, American Way is. I'll put the link in the chat right now. Let me see. Paste. Okay, paste. I'm using my phone to do the chat right now. So I'll write back it here. And then I'll get to drawing for you guys. Okay, and I'll pin that at the top. But that is what this is about. That is a pin message. Okay, so I pin that to the top. Barrett X says he just read Earthbound. Yeah, those are great. Bob Newman is here. Sketch 51 is here. The Redacted Computer is here. Hello, 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 everyone. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the great, the amazing, the intelligent, the handsome, the good-smelling David Williams and his drawing technique that he brought to me. So like I said, I already drew this on my iPad. And I'll have to turn the lights down low. We're going to get a little romantic so I can see through. So I'm tracing my own work here, right? And what I'm trying to do is make, now how is this coming through? I'm going to look at my cell phone over here on the live YouTube feed here to see how this looks, to make sure this is okay. So you can see through my paper here. You see I got my phone right here and I'm looking at it, so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to go dark, and then that way I'm going to trace this. And what I'm doing with tracing it is finding the big shapes, but the whole point of tracing and flipping your own work so that it will balance. Indeed. So again, we're not looking for details. We're always looking for the big shape. If you ever wondered why Jack Kirby's work was so exciting, And I'm not comparing myself to Jack Kirby. Keep your shirt on. If you ever wondered why Jack Kirby's work had that energy and you can't figure it out, because I will say this, and I'll never back down from this. Kirby's people are ugly. His men and women, they're very ugly. But it was a stylistic choice, whatever. No one, very few people do energy like Jack Kirby. You know what I'm saying? And his energy is because he got these big shapes correct, the big silhouette, your sphere, your cylinder, your sphere, your triangle, all your big stuff you learn in Art 1 when you're at the junior college. He got that correct more than most artists. And David has pointed out to me, if you trace your work and keep flipping it, you will see things that are unbalanced. You'll see eyes that are crooked. You'll see proportions that are incorrect. And it's very easy to see when you flip and trace and flip and trace. You know what I mean? So I already laid this out a lot on my iPad. I was in Las Vegas last week for most of the week. Saturday night, or we drove out there Saturday. I live in San Diego, so it's like a 4-hour drive with no traffic, 4.5-hour drive. We drove out to Vegas. My wife, my son, and I. My daughter was going to come later because it was her 25th birthday. She was going to come out later in the week. Her birthday was Wednesday. So we drove out to Vegas, and my son and I went to UFC 272. Just amazing, just fun. I'd never been to a UFC fight in person, and it was absolutely electric. Absolutely electric. I'm so glad we went. It was very expensive. It was like over $500 for the tickets. Now, see, I can see here, but when I'm flipping and tracing, these ears aren't right. This ear is sticking up at that angle, and this ear is lower, and I can see that by flipping it. So what I need to do here, because this is a flip, the blue drawing you're seeing is a flip of the original drawing. So what I need to do is bring this one up. You see that? So this is the kind of stuff that the master, David Williams, taught me. You see that I caught that was crooked. So all this stuff is going to give you great composition, which is how the big shapes flow. Let me check on the chat really quick. Comic Talks with Pop Van Zant. Hail Gabe, Synth and Jetty. Hail Sean. Sean, if you want to come in, let me know. You're great to talk with while I'm working. You can look at the chat. But if you're busy, I understand. Statistical Zero. Jack committed to a line and didn't overthink it. That speed brought the life to it. Yeah. And one thing about this flipping, it is a little tedious, but I realized the more I've been at this for like a month, this flip method, I have to do it less. The first day I tried it, I was flipping things 10, 15 times. And like Neo in the Matrix, I'm starting to see balance in a way I've never seen it. I'm starting to see the big chunky 3D shapes in a way that I thought I understood them, but I never understood them this way before. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the redacted computer, basically, if you flip your artwork, it's like viewing it from the viewpoint of another person. In Nosferatu Super NES game, the protagonist uses only his hands and feet as weapons. Martial arts style, that's awesome. Just joined, what did I miss? Manny Cornejo says, I'm going to be working on this illustration for Narwhal. I think it'll be, I don't know if he has an art book or these will be back matter for Nosferatu. I can't speak for Narwhal, what he's doing business-wise. But this will be in the, somehow when you order Nosferatu, this will be included. I don't know how my art is being used. I told him I'd do a pinup for him. I really like Narwhal. What a nice guy. I've gotten to know him a little bit this last month. He came on my show and I pumped up his book before he launched it. And he had me on his show, actually. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. He's a very quirky guy, but I only mean that in a good way. Sometimes people are quirky and it ain't so good, you know. But yeah, back to Vegas. So Vegas is awesome. One of my favorite places to go. Very close to Southern California. If you go when there isn't horrible traffic, you can be there in 4.5 hours. You know, I mean, you can fly in. My kids flew in. We drove out initially, but my son had to go home because he had to work. And then he came back. So it was like Saturday, we're out there for UFC 272. Colby Covington beat the crap out of his former BFF, Jorge Masvidal. Just beat him up. Sad to see friends ruin each other's faces like that. But hey, tis what it is, right? In the fight game. And I'm talking like I've been in the UFC. You know, back when I was in the UFC, never. But yeah, it was an awesome experience to go. I haven't been to an event that big since pre-COVID lockdowns. I've been all over. I've been everywhere, man. I've been to, it was very Robin Williams of me to just infuse some singing there. But I took a cross-country trip with my wife this last November. We went to Florida, and we got to see the South. We drove from San Diego out to Florida because we wanted to go to Disney World. But we had plane tickets. We had a great deal, actually. But It was right in the fall when all those pilots were canceling. They were canceling their work, you know. So we chose to drive. We made the trip of a lifetime out of it. It was amazing. The redacted computer, is that a Palomino Blackwing in your hand? Yeah, and I overpaid for these. They claim to be the greatest pencils ever. I think they're just fine. I didn't see a huge difference for me. Barrett X, I'm left-handed, so it's weird for me to see people use their right hand to do things. Well, prepare to feel weird, I guess. Let's see. So, yeah, so anyway, I'll be working on this Nosferatu illustration for you guys a little bit while I'm here. I thought I'd do a little bit pre-Kings, pre-Comicsgate Kings. You know, I know people are, it's Monday, right? You're back at it. And what a great Monday, right? You get to wake up an hour earlier to go to that job you love so much. So hang in there, guys. It's almost time to go home for the day. If you're on the East Coast, maybe it was already time to go home. I don't know. I'm on the West Coast, which is the best coast. Yeah, I'm a West Coast. I'm a true Californian. You know, I'm not from here. So that's one of the most important things about being a Californian. You're not from here. Like nobody here is from here almost. My wife is from San Diego, which is a very rare thing to find. Okay, so I want this shoulder a little higher than what I had laid out there. Yeah, a little bit higher. Okay, is that right? Is that right? Are we swinging? Are we swinging? No, we want it there. And as a Californian, it is my duty to tell you that In-N-Out Burger is amazing. That is actually part of state law here. I have to put down other burgers, such as Whataburger. I feel like they need a comma in their name. It's like, what? A burger? That should be the name instead. Aviator Surge, Shantan Jetty, just backed your book this morning. I got to space out my investments. Know what I mean? I see you working hard on it, and it looks great. Yeah, it looks amazing. Comic Talk with Pops Aunt. Love when I actually catch you drawing, Gabe. Thank you. You caught me again. You caught me. It's Pi Day. Ethan better be celebrating, Old Dirty Fatty says. Barrett X, I work overnight and during the weekend, so I don't have to go back to work until Friday. Good for you. Have that week off. Yeah, I am self-employed, so getting up early, decided not to yesterday. I got up around, I think it was 10 local time, so that makes it whatever. It's actually 9. It's kind of late for me. You know, I don't burn the midnight oil like I used to making comics. I'm 43, guys. I already proved my point, you know. I had a great day yesterday. I went to downtown Disney up in Anaheim. For those of you that don't know, you have Disneyland, and then you have Disney California Adventure, and they're right next to each other. But the space in between them is like a walking mall that's owned by Disney. There's all kinds of shops to buy Disney junk, but there's a ton of restaurants in there. So I went with my wife yesterday to Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen, and I had some gumbo yaya, is what it was called on the menu. It's pretty good. It was pretty good. Oh, and some like deep fried tater tots with that Alabama white sauce and like a sriracha mayo, 2 things to dunk it in. So it was a very healthy meal. In my defense, it's pretty much all I ate yesterday, though. I pretty much had 1 meal yesterday. I try to watch what I eat. I lift, guys. I lift big. Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that muscle there. I lift a lot. I had a great workout today. I came out of the garage walking like a monster, and I told my wife, guess if I had a great lift, you know? So I did. And if you haven't lifted today, I would encourage you to get out there and get it done. Please do. It's nothing like it. We need it, man. Feels so good. I don't know. I every time I have like an amazing lift, it feels amazing. It feels all new again. I feel like I can do anything. So I would encourage all of you. Don't do steroids. It's bad for you. Let me check the chat here. Been to California twice. I do like In-N-Out, Barrett X says. Well, I love it. I love it enough for the both of us. Track and field. Grew up in part of Indiana that didn't do DST. What's sweet? I don't know DST. What is that? The redacted computer. The one thing in comics or horror that are kind of spooky is usually zones or places that are vast deep, like oceans or dimensions that you cannot see in front of you. Then you see glowing eyes. I don't like the sound of that. I grew up doing a little bit of surfing. I wasn't a serious surfer, but I owned surfboards. I had a wetsuit and everything. And the ocean doesn't scare me. I guess I'm just really used to it. I spent some time in Hawaii when I was a little boy. And then, growing up in San Diego, ocean doesn't scare me. But you can scare yourself a little bit when you're surfing. Because for those of you that don't know, this is my TED Talk about surfing. You go out there on the board, you paddle out, and then you wait for the set. There's sets of waves. I don't know why, they're just on. And you kind of wait for the wave to come. And while you're waiting, what you can do is imagine all kinds of disgusting creatures swimming around your legs, looking at you, licking their lips. That's what you can imagine. It's free. It doesn't cost anything to imagine that. They'll let you imagine that for free at the beach. So, but the beaches we have here by my house, unrivaled. San Diego is a gorgeous city. I would encourage you all to visit, and I would encourage none of you to move here. I don't want it to become like Los Angeles and become too crowded. But yes, I love my hometown, or I guess it is my hometown. I'm from Greeley, Colorado, but sometimes I feel like San Diego is my hometown. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've been here quite a while. I don't plan on ever leaving permanently. So when I do think of Colorado, I do get sad though and think about it is. I told my wife the other day I do miss my home, but see, I just called this place my home. I don't know. I'm of two minds on it. I can't decide. Colorado and San Diego are two of the most beautiful places in the world. And strangely, the lifestyle in Colorado is very similar to the lifestyle here. It's very outdoorsy. Has some of the most fit people in America. Like the people there are, because I think Colorado has more days of sunshine than any other state in America. I think I read that somewhere. Look how massive this guy's hands are. They are bigger than his head, and that is a stylistic choice. But if you look at the movie, the hands are extra big. So I didn't goof on that. Let me check on the chat here. Oh, daylight savings time. Isn't that fun, everyone? That's what Maromi and Barrett X are talking about. Oh, DST. They were telling me. Oh, so I get that comment from a bit back. It was so-and-so. Who said that? I can't find you, but you said you lived in Indiana and they didn't have DST. Now I get it. Okay. Vera Frady. I lost my way once and actually went in and out in California. Ooh, close one. Nice. Loot play. Hail Gabe. Hail chat. And so everyone is here. Everyone is here and hanging out, watching me draw, watching me trace my work that I drew on the iPad. And then, yeah, so this is for our good friend Narwhal. He's got his awesome rendition of the 100th anniversary of the Nosferatu movie. It was last week sometime, I believe, or the week before, but right around now. And right about now, it's the Funk Soul Brother. I don't know why that popped in my head when I said right about now. I don't even know that song or who does it, but I remember hearing it and thinking, this song has one sentence for the lyrics, and those were them. So, but anyway, what I'm doing here is what David Williams taught me is, and it's become such a useful part of my arsenal as an artist, is to flip my work and flip it and flip it and flip it and trace my own work. And this really helps me see balance. Like right now, I see that this ear that I did that was too low of an angle, I put it up and now it's too tall. If you come over from here, it's too tall. I need to figure, and I actually think this ear needs to be more hidden. You know what I mean? So let's start this over. So the ear's going to connect about here. Ear's going to connect about here. It's going to go at about an angle. Oh, we barely can see the ear. Oh, nubby. Now, I want to run this right into that, and that's going to cause a tangent. So I have to pick a lane. I have to get this collar over or under the ear. I cannot run it into it. So that's where you have to fudge things like that. So maybe I do make the ear a skosh taller. That way the line from this collar doesn't run into it. Because if the top of this collar and the top of the ear all run into each other, that creates a tangent. And what tangents create is unintended shapes when you're drawing. You see what I'm saying? And we never want that. We want to intentionally create every shape that we create. Because the shapes, the big shapes, is how your brain is reading any of this. And again, as I said earlier, that's what Jack Kirby got so right. That's why even though he drew ferociously ugly men and women, I can't get over how ugly his men and women are. But he is the king. He's Jack King Kirby for a reason. Because although his people were just so ugly, the big shapes were so correct with his people. And the big shape is where where your mind reads the energy that he's trying to convey with emotion and all that. You know? So if you guys can get your hands on a light table, I would encourage you to do this as much as you need to, and you'll start to see in 3D so much better. You know? It'll be like Neo in the Matrix. You'll really start to see the shapes three-dimensionally so good. You'll be able to, and always draw through things. You know what I mean? If something is behind something, make sure you draw it anyway in the initial layout stage. That also really helps you with the balance of things. Let me check on the chat. You know, this is a little bit of a challenge to check the chat and to check the drawing. Funk Soul Brothers by Fatboy Slim, Aviator Surge says thank you. Why is Gabe drawing Aaron Lopresti past Master Dan? We're gonna have to ask Aaron. He commissioned me to do this. Oh, please, come on, let's not do this to Aaron. Aaron's been good to me. Wraith of God, guys, coming along beautifully. By the way, by Aaron and I, we're having fun. He's a good guy to collab with on that. So yeah. Henry Bama says it's true. Even Kirby's women had square jaws. Absolutely. I always wondered if Judge Dredd in the '90s movie said, "I am the law" or "I am the Lou." I don't get it. I'll have to check it out again. I love Stallone. I haven't seen Judge Dredd but once, and it was years ago. I like Stallone a lot better. If I'm doing sci-fi with Stallone, I like him in Demolition Man with the great Wesley Snipes, who's underutilized in my opinion. Hollywood, bring Snipes back. He's a badass. And all comic book movie lovers, you can say a big thank you to Snipes for Blade. Because I don't care what you say, that's what kicked it off. Not X-Men, not Iron Man. Blade is what kicked off awesome comic book movies. All right? And I will fight anyone that says otherwise. You don't want to fight me, folks. You do not want to fight me. Who's the toughest man in all of comics? It's me by far. Please. I've got speed, strength, got charisma. We did Dungeons and Dragons character sheets with all our statistics on them. I just roll a bunch of natural 20s, guys. I never played D&D. I love the lore. I love the artwork. I love all that, but I never sat down really and played it more than a handful of times with my brother and his mega nerd friends. I don't know. I'm the same way with Warhammer 40K. I love that. I love the lore, but I never played it. I have tons of it. Orcs was my thing. I love orcs. Fits my personality, right? Savage, cool, tough guys driving like Mad Max vehicles. But I never really played it. I would play it a little bit with my brother, but I was more into reading the rule book, looking at all the great, amazing art by the great Paul Bonner. Now, see, that doesn't agree here. You have these nails are out, 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 and then this one is flipped over. Would that really happen? No, it wouldn't. Let's see. Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. That isn't right, guys. It isn't right. Okay, here we go. We gotta fix that a little bit. So anyway, this is just layout, so we don't worry about it. We don't worry about mistakes or nothing like that. Okay. There we go. Now they agree a bit more. Okay, so then this is just going to be a big shape. So the way I'm going to ink this is really heavy blacks, and he's going to be half in shadow. You know what I mean? And it is a cheat, definitely. You don't have to render all these clothes, all this jacket, and all that. It's definitely a cheat. But I'm gonna do it anyway, guys. I don't care. But in my defense, it'll give us that really nice Mignola moodiness. Oh, I gotta tell you guys, for the first time ever. Let me check on the chat, and I'll tell you for the first time ever. Okay. The Redacted Computer says, imagine a Contra NES movie with a young Sylvester Stallone and Schwarzenegger. You won't be able to understand anything they're saying. The villains will be utterly confused. I like it. Let's see. Okay. Henry Bama says, that's how I am with Warhammer 40K. The lore is amazing, but I never actually sat at a tabletop and played. There was a game that came out for the Xbox 360 10 years ago. I'm not a big gamer, but I have been looking for an Xbox because Elden Ring blew my mind. Just seeing so many clips of Elden Ring on the internet, it looks amazing, just the artwork. I'm not big into gaming. I do play games on my phone. You may have seen it in other streams. But there was a game 10 years ago called Space Marine from, I think one of the studios that worked on it was the same one that worked on Borderlands, but it has the same game mechanics as Arkham City, which is just so much fun to play with those chain combos of the violence. And yeah, I love that game. I actually fired it up for the first time in 7 years. I have an Xbox 360 under my TV in the living room. Never use it. I use it to watch Van Damme DVDs. And but I haven't played a video game on that thing probably in 6-7 years. And I played Space Marine and it held up. I really liked it. And I heard they're making a sequel. I don't know. If they are, count me in. But I got to get a hold of one of those Xbox X's. They'll let you buy the Xbox S, but it doesn't have a disc player. And I want physical media. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? And I found the S that doesn't have the disc player. So then I went on YouTube. I thought I was real clever. Like, oh, I'll buy the S for $299, and then I'll just buy an external Blu-ray player. Well, they already thought of that, and it doesn't work. They program it so it doesn't work with that. No, I'm saying. So I will get a hold of the Xbox eventually, and I will get a hold of Elden Ring. I will do it. And it'll be lots of fun. Anyone out there playing Elden Ring, is it worth my time and money? And again, I'm not a gamer. Someone told me the game's from FromSoft. I think it was my brother. Now, see, this eye down here on the blue is so much lower than when I drew this eye in pencil just now. So again, that's where the flip is coming in. This eye is down here, and you can see this eye's up here. So I need to lift this one. Yeah, see, that's where this flipping shit or stuff. I'm trying to watch my language too. That's where this flipping stuff comes in really handy. And that's the whole purpose of it, to help you find balance in your drawing so you can have a very dynamic composition. And David convinced me that thumbnails are dumb. He said, draw your thumbnails at full size because it's easy to draw a little dynamic thumbnail that's like this big, and then you blow it up to 11 by 17 and it sucks. He says retaining that energy is really tough. And when I tried his way, I'm like, David, you are a true genius. David Williams is an American artist, absolutely one of the most genius artists I've ever met in my life. So, yeah. What's up with the design choice on these teeth for Nosferatu? It's crazy, right? I like the name Nosferatu. It sounds very, very Eastern European. It's just such a perfect name. I have no idea what it means. Is it a real name? Is it a real word? I have no idea. I have no idea. But again, so what I'm going to do when I finish this is I'm going to flip it. And then I'm going to look for balance. Look for balance. I'm going to move his eyes over here. Now, he has those creepy eyes. Yeah, where you can see the tops and bottom of the pupils, right? So he looks like he has a freaking staring problem. You know? So again, when we finish this one, I'll rip it off. I'll rip the tape off. And then we'll flip it. And again, I'll just leave all this black. And what I plan to do is there's going to be like a black shadow here and like here. And then all of this will be black. And then his outfit is black. So you'll just catch some highlights. We'll have some light on his shoulder and collar and stuff here. And on this part of his ribs back here and a little bit coming down here, you'll have some light. But on this side, it'll just be a tiny little bit of bounce light. You know what I mean? And that'll pop him out there. So this whole drawing is going to end up very black. And then up here, I was thinking of having like a brick wall. You know what I mean? I was thinking of just having, it should probably be at an angle, right? Maybe it should be at this angle. I was thinking of having like a brick wall. Like he's going down a spiral staircase or something spooky like that. I don't know. Oh, maybe it could be angled and then these are vertical. Something like that. I don't know. But then all this will be black and then you'll indicate the same brick pattern within them. That's what we're up to. Let me check on the chat really quick. Oh, Shant is texting me, everyone. Oh, he says he can pop in if I send a link. I'll send it to you right now if you're still watching. Okay, I'm standing over by the other computer, guys. So I go invite. I copy the link to the clipboard. Then I go over to Twitter. Gotta find my buddy Shant. And where is ya? Where are you in my private? Shant, I'm gonna slide into your DMs right now. Okay, so here we are. Okay, I sent you the link. Now we wait. Okay, so you have the link, Mr. Shant. And okay, you got the link. I'm gonna hang out over here at this desk for just a minute to see if and when you come in. Oh, that's really distorted because the angle it's at. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, like because I have this at an angle, like the head is getting huge. But no, if it was flat, it'd be more this way. You see? Oh, that's hilarious to me. I went over to my computer and saw this thing looked, and it was all like mushroom on the top. So let's see where. Oh, is he here? He's here, everyone. He's here.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Oh.
How you doing?
Pretty good. Back from Las Vegas.
Nice.
Enjoying life. I mean, I got back on what did I get back? Thursday, I think, actually. I got back Thursday afternoon.
I can't miss out when you're drawing one of my favorite characters of all time, man.
Right. Having fun. What are you up to there? Let me look at this screen here real quick.
Oh, just doing some layouts from this morning, just doing some sketches for Nosferatu and that kind of thing. I love seeing Truth, Justice, An American Way up on my screen there. I love it.
Yes.
Everybody go check that out if you haven't yet, man. I'm really excited about that book. Got a legend. Someone was saying in my chat today, actually the guys who was one of my groomsmen was saying in the chat today, I said, I'm trying to remember all the inkers that Gary Martin got for that how to, ink comic books book. And he just went into my chat, listed everybody. He was like, Joe
Really?
Rubinstein, like just went, because he has that book and we both loved it. So yeah, legend Gary Martin working on that book, as well as David Williams, the incomparable David Williams. And of course, the main man, my can of spam. It's all about money. Gabe. That's all there is to it.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
That's right. It's all about escapism and awesome art, and that's what we do here.
When are you going to come out this way to the best coast, to the West Coast?
Oh my gosh, I don't know, man, but you've sold me with the food at the very least.
You don't even know. Sure. You don't even know.
I don't even know. I'm not even
off
kidding
the strip. You. Okay, so you got the main strip in Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a block or two over is like the strip with industrial businesses and gentlemen's clubs and other things. I don't frequent those. I don't go to those. It's a family trip. But there's also some hidden gem restaurants on that road. It's called Highland, I think is the name of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a place called Roll and Smoke Barbecue.
Oh, dear. That's my gentleman's club idea right there.
Yeah, that's the kind of gentleman's club I want to go to. Dude, they have $45 all-you-can-eat barbecue.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I didn't want to, hurt myself. I got the smoked wings. My wife got the brisket 3 ways, and we split that. But Vegas is always a smorgasbord for us. Smorgasbord, sorry.
No, it's also just looks like it's a feast for the senses. There's so many amazing things built there. The Cirque du Soleil shows, the architecture is nuts. It's like an illustrator's fantasy, man.
Absolutely. So we got a suite. So my wife and I were there for a few days. And because, I went out to UFC 272.
Yep.
That was just amazing because I know you love the fight game, And then it was my daughter's 25th birthday on Wednesday. So my kids flew out on Tuesday. So my son was there Saturday at the fight with me. Then he went home and worked at his job. And then my kids both came back on Tuesday. But my wife and I, we stayed out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was great fun.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like the fight, looked like it was a stunner, man. It looks like it was brutal.
It was bad. Colby Covington beat the crap out of Masvidal.
Yeah, he gave a good post-fight, though. I thought he was, gave a humble post-fight interview, and it's a lot when you're taking that kind of punishment, man.
Right.
Geez, bless him.
What was making me laugh about it, though, there was a guy sitting right behind me, and you could tell Colby was going to win. And in the last 2, they went all 5 rounds. And in the last 2 rounds, the guy behind me, you could hear the desperation in his voice, cheering for Masvidal, who was losing badly. Come on, Masvidal. Give me my money. Come on. I need my money. It's like, oh, wow. No, you bet on this guy.
Oof.
So, yeah, I felt sorry for him.
That's rough. Yeah. Fighting is it's a tough thing to bet on because you just never know how it's going to go.
You don't. Remember, we all thought Tyson would never lose.
Yeah, and I think, although I will tell you this, and I have the texts to back this up. I'm not just saying this.
Okay.
I remember when Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez, and I said the whole night I was saying Marquez looks like he might have had some juice, and I don't mean apple. And I can see Pacquiao getting caught coming in and knocked out.
Oh.
And my friend goes, I'm taking you to Vegas. And I go, that's not actually how it works, though. Yeah. The 1 or 2 times that you predict something like that is not a sign that it's going to happen every time. But
boxing genius.
But yeah, because you honestly never know. You never know how these things are going to go. But
absolutely.
But let me take a look at the chat here for you, so you can do your drawing, and I'll take a look at the chat. That way, it makes it a little easier for you. Julie Pascal with listening to one half a phone combo is funny. Yeah, I just realized my audio was coming through my phone as opposed to through my mic, so I got that sorted out. And then we've got the redacted computer. I love that name. I always imagine Nosferatu sounding like a very posh and egotistical vampire who only drinks wine and not blood and is above normie vampire stuff. Yeah, well, that's a perfect line from, the Dracula. I never drink wine. Let's see. We've got Paulus Arts and saying, "Hail Gabe, hail Shav, hail chat, hail to you, my friend, son of Liberty Radio. It's great to see you again. You guys are making me hungry, and my wife ain't here to make me a sandwich. Well, listen, we can't all have Yanzi in our lives, you know.
Ooh.
But we can all find our own Yanzi out in this world, which I think is important. You know, let
Absolutely.
that be a word of encouragement. Jeremy Burt's in the chat. Hail, Jeremy Burt's. Anchor Fist. Nosferatu was a word made up by Bram Stoker. When he was asked what it meant, he said it was Hungarian for vampire. Very true. Let's see here. Paulus Arts. Shanth, is that gouache? Yes, it is. What kind of board or paper is that? This is a Strathmore media paper, and it's, what is it called? Toned tan, I think is what it's called. So, you know, it's a bit like myself. Let's see here. Huh? Yeah, toned tan. Actually, just the tan part, sadly. Anthony Peroni, I think it is, or is it? Am I saying that right?
He told me once it was Perone. You dropped the
Perone. There we go. Anthony Perone. Wine is grapes, blood is life. That's right. That's absolutely true. Someone needs to illustrate a vampire grape now. Let's see here. Gabe asked, the term originally came from the Old Slavic word Nosferatu, which itself is derived from the Greek Nosophoros or Nosophoros. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. In the original Greek, stands for plague carrier. Dang.
Ooh.
Now that is why we love the chat. You're always going to get those nuggets of wisdom and, frankly, that kill you dead comedy that we've come to expect from you guys.
Right.
Yeah,
and there's a part of me respects and appreciates the intelligence of the chat. There's also a part of me that hopes that was completely made up bullshit.
Absolutely right. Well, you know, if you've ever hung out with a bunch of guys,
right.
You know, right, we'll be like, you know, I mean, I remember in middle school, like the things people would come in with, it just was awesome.
I got my wife when we were in high school. I got my wife to believe that Leonard Nimoy got the job as Mr. Spock because he was born with pointy ears like that.
Oh man, that's you know, it's a good
really
thing that's just between the two of you. No, dude, that's the fun stuff, man. I love that you guys go back that far. It makes all those photos and all that stuff all the better, man.
Oh yeah,
you know, seeing the family.
I'll show you. I'll grab a photo. Hold on, let me grab it from the kitchen.
That's just the best stuff, guys. And I hope everybody's having a great day here. It's good to see you guys. And I love seeing Dracula lore, Nosferatu lore in the chat, and it's great to see. The best thing about Narwhal's book is seeing all of my favorite artists and all of my colleagues here just coming in with some amazing Nosferatu art. Oh yeah, there it is. Nice.
Yeah. Is it clear? I'm not over by my
Polaroid.
computer.
What is that?
Right. That's me and my wife in 1994 at Christmas.
That is amazing, man. That is so cute. Yeah. Love it. Love it.
Look at what a cool high school jock I was, by the way.
All I can tell you is...
Oh, my wife's saying it's too dark. I'll put on some light.
There you go. See, we have two different kinds of baby photos, right? When we were babies and when they were babies.
Right.
The kids and the... Oh, that is so great.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Right. Yeah, that's us. A long old time ago.
This is... You know what's so... That's too funny, man. Oh, God, I remember those halogen lamps. Holy cow. Yeah. Those things were dangerous. Bless them. Let's see here. Oh, geez. Gabe is grabbing photos. God, I can read. Luke Filet says, amazing. AV8R Surge says, the Polaroid days. Yeah, those were some days. And the Redacted Computer says, Narwhals are awesome. Narwhals are awesome. Song by Weeble? I don't know about that one.
Weeble is a cousin of Weezer.
Oh, is that right?
Not at all. No. See, I tricked you.
Do you know that Dracula comes from the Italian for pasta? No, never mind. It's not going to work. I just had pasta, so it's on the mind.
My son is 23, the one that went with me to the UFC. To this day, we still tease him about the word binoculi. See, I'm going to say it his way. He said binoclias. And
there you go.
And he would also say Dracula.
Oh, that's actually cool. That character name, trademark copyright, Gabe.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I
would tease my son and say, is Dracula using his binoculars?
That's awesome, man.
What made up words do your kids say, Sean, when they were little?
Well, when we had them watching the Tintin cartoons when they were younger, trying to get some Hergé into them. And one of the things that my daughter used to refer to Dr. Calculus as Dr. Calcleus.
That's funny.
Which I've always thought was, those are the things, that it's just, there's so many family in jokes and things that develop that, just that are kind of amazing. It's everything that we do, when we're in here in CG. We were talking the other night about this, that the lore of CG is such that we're making more and more content for people just coming in, but for people who've been around, it's like we're talking old times already. Isn't that wild?
It is crazy. It is crazy to think of. Like, I remember how Overcome with Emotion, Ethan, was the first time he launched the first Cyberfrog.
Yeah, I watched that stream every now and again.
Didn't it do like 90 grand in the first day or something? Or it did something spectacular. I don't know. Could have been 50. I don't remember.
I think that it was by the afternoon, or I think it was, by the afternoon it was 85K. Because I remember was watching that with my wife, because I'm trying to remember when it launched. But we were watching that together, and I was like going, I think it's going to do really great. But I mean, I had no context for anything like that, And
we were all rooting for him.
Yeah, we were. We absolutely were, It
was exciting times.
But it's really hanging his chin out there, and making it happen. And God bless him, man.
Yeah.
Got it done. And he's still getting it done.
Yep.
And one of the things I want to get a hold of, and I don't think I backed the right thing to get it, is those Cyberfrog miniatures. Man, those look cool.
Those little PVCs?
Well, I think they're metal. I think they had some that are metal, that are like really little. Remember those? Those like tiny ones? God,
I have a vague memory of that. I want to do PVCs of Truth, Justice, American Way. I need to ask Ethan what he did about that. I think.
You know what I would love to see you do?
What?
If I may. I mean, it only seems fair. I get to, if I'm in here, I get to.
Is this about me doing a cartwheel again?
No, I can't do that. That I'm not going to say, because if you retaliate, say I have to do one, then what are my wife and kids going to do when I'm dead?
Like a dance off.
Yeah, it would be the last cartwheel I've ever done. But
Jonathan Jetty stars in The Last Cartwheel.
Yeah, just you guys can meme it and put the jackass music to it. But it's the muscle figures that artist is doing. I think it is Eric Huffles, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
who does those muscles. But yeah, man, I love those. And so I read the redacted computer says narwhals. I'm supposed to be seeing this, by the way. Swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion because they are so awesome. Narwhals, swimming in the ocean, pretty big and pretty white. They beat a polar bear in a fight. Well said. And Anthony Perrone is saying, I asked a few randoms, like out in public, friends of friends, if they'd ever heard about CG, and every single one of the few thought that CG was a hate white supremacist group. So, of course, I had to correct. Well, let me tell you something, Anthony. As you can see from this stream, they were absolutely correct.
Right. I take pride in being the world's, and I want you to clip this, SJWs. I take pride in being the world's first half Mexican, Libyan, but if you go in detail, I'm Jewish and Turkish, Native American, Basque Spaniard, and probably something else, and being the world's greatest at being a white supremacist, and all those things at the same time.
Well, I mean, I sincerely
don't like to throw on the word hero, but I get it done. I get it done.
I sincerely hope that that they're not in the running for any contests of being such a group, because they're terrible at it.
Right.
They're the worst white supremacist group I've ever seen. Right. I laugh about it though, because it's like, obviously it's one of those things to where the people who get to know us and get to see what we're about, and you're starting to see a tipping point happen where people are going, this is just ridiculous. I mean, at what point do those things become so absurd to say that it's just embarrassing? And they're pushing it as far as they can. And I also think that, when you take everything else away, when everything falls away, it really comes down to how well do you draw? How well do you paint? The artwork is going to be what wins at the end of the day anyway.
Absolutely. And so I can't say what, but man, I heard some stuff from some little birdies.
I bet you did.
And things are a-changing.
Yeah, they are.
Things are a-changing. I wish I could say, but some of the things I've heard recently, big stuff.
Yeah, and I think that for me, it's always been, and you guys all know this, whatever you're doing for work today and whatever you're wrapping up, or if you've still got a long night ahead of you, the biggest things I would say is that we hope you guys are having a great day. We hope you're entertained, and we want to create work that values your time, your money, and that escapism is important to you. We want to make sure we reward that. And when I look at something, I was talking about Truth, Justice, American Way on my stream today. I play the trailer at the start of every one of my streams.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, dude, always. And I've got a whole trailer section I'm doing now on my channel when I do the Waffle Lodge show, but when I do any show, I'm playing those. And the thing about it is that people were talking about, everybody's, a Justice fan. Like, honest to God. Like, someone was talking about doing fan art for the competition that they're going to center on Justice.
Right.
I am now actively pushing for both Von Klaus and you to get Mike Zeck to do a piece of one of your characters, because I love Mike Zeck. And amazing. God, I just love Mike Zeck so much, man. Like, his pen and ink stuff is ferocious.
Those Punisher stuff by him is some of the greatest.
It is so great. Let me just make sure I don't skip the chat here. Redacted Computer says, I would like to see if Ethan would ever plan on making holographic styled Cyberfrog trading cards, set similar to the 90s Fleer set. I remember those style holograph cards. That would be cool. I mean, if it's something like that, technologically cool, I bet Ethan has thought of it. I mean, he lives in that space. Bane Mailer says, worst white supremacist group I've ever been a part of. I know, it's so disappointing.
Right.
And Bane Mailer saying, I paint the streets. There you go. Anthony Perone saying, you two fellas are both so incredibly amazing. Well, we thank you for that, Anthony.
Thank you. Thank you.
Peter Orchard Studios says, got my whole family into CG. Thank you, Peter Orchard Studios. I appreciate that. And we're glad to have you in CG. I mean, that's what makes it so great. AV8R Surge says, Bancroft's Truth About CG mentioned the Wikipedia entry. Rather a slander piece, you're right. SJWs created using citations from their hate propaganda, news articles to legitimize their agenda. But here's the funniest thing, is that what people don't ever realize when they make things up about people, as we get, as people start connecting the dots on this stuff, is that it's going to be impossible there. Once you push past that point where people realize it's not true, then it makes everything else harder for them to get to stick. And you're seeing that pendulum swing right now, because people they're having to reach further and further. They're requiring more and more mental gymnastics in order for them to be able to hold to their own thoughts about this. Meanwhile, what are we doing? We're talking about art and vampires. I'm watching my double impact brother drawing my favorite character. That is why I'm in here, because this stuff feeds my soul, guys. It feeds my soul.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely. Go ahead and talk about us, because then people look into us and then they find out, they're just really good artists that want to entertain and get paid for it. Yeah, we're totally sane. That's what we're doing here. We're doing people.
Yeah, we're totally. Jay Lee saying good afternoon. It is a good afternoon to you, Jay Lee.
Hey,
glad to see you here, my friend. Statistical Zero, gotta bow out now. Mrs. Statistical Zero is home and time to get some dinner. Have a great day, all, and thanks for your company. Statistical Zero, thank you. I always love when I see you in the chats, and it's great to have you here. And thank you for having our back, and we're going to make some great stuff that rewards you for backing. The Redacted Computer. Every time I hear the true believers or useful idiots on the left thrown out the word Nazi, do they understand Nazi is an acronym for National Socialist German Workers' Party? They never learn. Yeah, there you go. Anthony Perone, enjoy your dinner. People always wishing people a happy dinner. Later, Stato. Statistical Zero, have a good one, Anthony Perone and Jeremy Burtz. Alex, oh gosh, let's see if I can get this right. Skirkenbach, is that right?
Yeah, he's a local. He's a San Diego guy.
Hail, Alex. Gabe will one day realize that he's been brainwashed by the Broncos propaganda.
Hey, we got Russell Wilson, so suck it, rest of the NFL. We're going to win the Super Bowl again. That's right.
My name is Paul, and that stuff's between y'all. All right, so we've got AV8R Surge.
I've got.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were reading another one. Sorry.
No, I was, but either way, go ahead, man.
Oh no, because I got a pitch thing. But if you're reading, go ahead.
Oh yeah, okay. Let me just get through these ones and then say, AV8R Surge. Good afternoon to Jay Lee. We all say hail the author, gentleman and scholar. Anthony Perrone saying hail. Statistical Zero. Thanks, Sean. Very kind. Hey, listen, it's very sincere as well, and we appreciate you so much, man. You guys make this awesome. Jay Lee says Nosferatu, the first movie ever taken to court for copyright infringement. I think we are clear for now. Go ahead, Gabe. Jump in and do some promoting.
I'm waiting for Clint Stoker to take Narwhal to court since he's related to Bram Stoker.
It's happening.
That would be hilarious. Not for Narwhal though. Would not be hilarious. No, I finally, I got a little elevator pitch for Truth, Justice, American Way, and I want to know what you think.
That's
all right. So I'm gonna lay it down for you. All right.
Bring it.
Truth, Justice, and American Way. They're America's sweethearts. Kids will sit in front of the TV wearing the Truth, Justice, and American Way, which I will refer to as T-Jaw. They'll be wearing the T-Jaw T-shirt, eating the cereal, watching the cartoon, playing with the action figures. Truth, Justice, American Way. They go on all the late night talk shows. The audience is screaming and laughing. Everyone loves these people. America's sweethearts? No, they're the sweethearts of the world. One day, the unthinkable happens. Tragedy strikes. Many lives are lost. And in the fallout from that, people start asking questions. Truth, Justice, American Way do everything they could to stop that. Furthermore, in other disasters that they've, quote, saved the day, did they do all they could? Or are they just hot dogging it? They just loving being celebrities? And maybe people have perished or been hurt and they didn't need to. And our heroes have been reckless. And like all things with media, it spirals out of control. A firestorm, everyone turns on them. The government turns on them. The military's after them. Their friends won't talk to them. Bank accounts frozen. They have to go on the run. They have to figure out who did this attack and why. And can they even trust each other long enough to solve it? Because if they don't solve this, a worse disaster is coming that will cost millions of lives. That is what the first volume of Truth, Justice, American Way is all about. So there you go.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah? Did I paint a picture in your mind?
There you go. Yes, you did. I was going to say AVAR says, start the timer. And whenever someone does a pitch, let's see here. The redacted computer says, Gabe, from your viewpoint, what did you notice near your realization before leaving DC back then? Any quarrels or pushing of SJW garbage or upper heads demonizing non-SJW pros?
Oh,
so
absolutely.
Pause there.
Absolutely, yeah. It was mostly to me what was unsettling to me is that editorial would go on social media and just say things about Christians, about patriotic people, about conservatives, about heterosexual people, just all the far left bigotry. And they would say it freely. And in my head, I'm like, well, if they're that vicious and rabid in public and they're not being, reined in by the bosses, we have a saying in football. I played a ton of football. I coached it. I love football. Denver Broncos going back to the Super Bowl. In football, they say you're either coaching it or you're allowing it. So if your team is out there losing the game, throwing interceptions, doing dumb crap, well, we go to the coach and say, you either told them to do that stupid plan or you watch them do it and you allow them to do it. So when I see the people speaking, the freelancers and the editors speaking so bigoted against anyone to the right of Mao Tse-tung, I know my job's in jeopardy if I say anything. And do I need to say anything? No. But on principle, I should be allowed to, right? But I know I'm working for a place where I can't. And you know it. We all know it. They try to pretend it's not that way. There's no cancel culture. It's consequence culture. Bull. So, yeah, I noticed that early and often, starting around 2013, 2014. And it's just like a drum beat. It got faster and stronger until you see the absolute woke disaster we have today in not just comics, but pretty much all of entertainment media. So to use an analogy like judo, in judo, you use your your opponent's momentum against them, right? I take all that anger and frustration I have, and instead of lashing out and being crazy myself and angry and just getting in tons of fights on Twitter or whatever, I try to control myself and use all that energy to make beautiful art and just do something better and do it for myself and my fans and just get away from that. If they want to do that, then I say to them, do it without me. So that's absolutely. Very long-winded answer to your question.
Well, listen, that's the only. If it wasn't for long-winded answers, I wouldn't have any answers at all, man. You know how I am. Let's see here. AV8R Surge says, "Hurry up! There's only 8 floors in the building. In this building." Right. Excuse me. Jay Lee says, 30-second ad. AV8R Surge says, Gabe's elevator speech only works in the ride to the top of the Empire State Building.
There you go.
They're getting used to those shorter pitches. We got to get
I think
no one asked. Mine's terrible. My pitch is chat pitch for me. Let's see. I'm coloring Peter Orchard Studios saying I'm coloring my Truth, Justice, American Way contest piece right now. Ooh. What time is the deadline?
My daughter is going to judge it. John Malin told me that I shouldn't judge it. He said that could hurt fans' feelings. So my daughter, Minnie, who is my great co-host of Father-Daughter Dance, our show we do like on Thursdays or Fridays, she'll be on with me tomorrow between 4 and 5 Pacific time in the afternoon. And every single item that I found, every art piece I found that tagged me and said they were in it, I'm going to have my daughter review them. She's going to critique it a little bit. She's going to narrow it down to 3, and then she's going to give her choice. And the winner
that's awesome.
Yeah. The winner gets $100 cash right now, so you don't have to wait. Probably have to do Venmo or PayPal or something like that. I'll send you the money myself. And then when the books come out, you'll get the, I think it's 3 copies of, you'll get 1 of each cover, I believe. I believe that's
that's sweet.
So, yeah. And I was thinking of doing another contest later. I might do something later. Because we're going to keep going. 30 days, 60 days, they're probably going to demand. So I was thinking of doing another contest. So, I don't know.
You know, it's funny too. If I can jump in with something, just not related specifically to that, but to what you just said a little while ago. One of the things I loved that quote you use, and it's sort of like a something I've heard from you a lot, and it's really stuck with me, which is you're either coaching it or you're allowing it, and I just think it's a great way of breaking down a particular situation where you bear responsibility for making sure that excellence happens. And I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing is that kind of talk, that kind of social media nonsense it's not something that would be happening in a professional environment. If that makes sense. You're not going to attack your customers if your business is working. There's no scenario where that's a good thing. And you're right. I think even for every person that someone speaks to like that, in a major corporation, they're turning off a silent thousands, hundreds of thousands, depending on how far it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I own a business, Gabe El Taib Illustration. It's really a registered company. If any of you worked for me and you did that with the customer, you would do that exactly 1 time on my payroll. And then see ya. Peace out. I would. To me, that's zero tolerance. You do not dog cuss your customers. And on my way out the door at DC, I chewed them out and told them that. Marie Javins, the editor-in-chief, Jim Lee, Larry Gannum, I went back and forth with them on a few angry emails. And just so you fans know, on your behalf, I let them know what it was. I let them know how stupid that is that they allow that shit to go on. How dare you? I get royalties on these books. You think I don't want them sold? I remember Patrick Zurcher, he's whatever. I'm not going to attack him too personally, but he and I were the art team for Green Arrow. And he's a left-wing dude, and he's arguing with Comicsgate, Nazis or whatever on Twitter, telling them not to buy the book. And I'm like, hey, jerk, I get royalties every quarter on the book. It doesn't belong to you. Don't be telling people not to buy it. You're taking money literally out of my pocket when you do that. What the hell are you doing? So I just, and it doesn't belong to either one of us. We're freelancers for DC. We don't have the right to hurt their sales. The whole reason they hired us was to help with sales.
Let me see here. Let me check this. I got a question, or not a question in chat. I just want to make sure I don't fall behind. Let me see. The contest piece. Okay, Minnie's going to be judging that. Okay. Oh, the SJW of today never read up on the history of Marxist dictatorships. The alphabet groups and the other groups were disposed of in various methods. They blindly say that's not real socialism or communism. Anthony Perrone says, my father would want to adopt you, Gabe. He was a junior high, then high school football coach for many years. He was sometimes a bit too extreme. asking actually demanding violently for blood. Good times. Neon Todd Studio says, hello, finally catching a stream live. Hello, Neon Todd. It's good to have you here, my friend. Anti-Perone, hail Neon Todd Studio. Jay Lee, dude, my promo for my campaign is a 30-second anime ad with only 68 words. Jay Lee, the wordsmith.
I like it.
Let's see here. And let me see, make sure I get this. Okay, Neon Todd Studios, yo, Anti-Prone. Jay Lee dropping a link for Nosferatu in the chat. Thank you, Jay Lee. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Jay Lee dropping a link for Aaron Lopresti's Wraith of God graphic novel. Right. I got to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know if it's the most cool thing. Yeah, it's really awesome. I love it. Wraith of God, back at people. Lopresti is the man. He's seen the horror, and the horror is in the Wraith of God. Dude, let's see.
I'm up to like page 53 or 54 on that. So any of you that backed Wraith of God, you're getting the book on time.
Man, you know what I was thinking? Yeah. Though about Wraith of God, it would be terrible if you accidentally on purpose just emailed me the book, you know. No, don't, Aaron, he's not going to do that. Don't worry.
I could do it once, and then Aaron
that would be it. That's right. Shelly would, there'd be a ring at my door, and Shelly would be there and just cold cocked, bang, knock me out.
I want to share a little something with the guys.
Please.
So I've done the pencil layout, and I've flipped this a few times. I've achieved the balance that I want with the drawing, right? So now I'm going to take a real thick piece of paper. This is comic book board. And this shotted piece of paper, tape it to the back, then trace my own work to start inking. But if you look really close, do you see the corner of this paper? Is that in focus? Is that in focus?
Yeah, it's in focus enough for me.
All right. Can everyone see? I have a ton of this stuff. They gave it to me. So there you go.
Can we get a clip of Bugs Bunny going, hey, now, you stinker?
DC Comics paper will be used in Comicsgate.
That's right.
You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome.
Until Ethan does his his all caps comics paper he was talking about. I hope he does that at some point. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, the DC paper really was hit or miss, man. It would be good sometimes, and it would be dog crap other times. I don't know. I don't know where they. I think they were getting it from the Kubert School, which is an excellent school, but I don't know the paper supplier. We would get it, and it would be all bleeding ink everywhere sometimes, and then other times it'd be awesome. And it may not be their fault. Maybe it's the humidity here in San Diego and all that. You know, we are right by the ocean. Although for living 3 miles from the ocean or whatever I live, it isn't humid at my house. And San Diego is generally not a very humid place because there's a desert 10, 12 miles from it, like a horrible desert. And I think that sucks the humidity away quickly from the ocean. So I think that's why it's so nice and breezy here. The ocean cool air flows over us, and then the humidity ends up, you know, I don't know. I'm getting into weather and physics. I should stick to art right now.
I will tell you this. I think you're representing the art end of things very well from what I can see, man. I mean, it's great to see people talk about, you know, and actually, wait, let me just do my job here. Let me catch up with the chat here. Make sure I'm not falling behind. We got Jay Lee dropping links to Two-Fisted Manly Tales. He's also saying that Pedro Ang is doing the animation for his trailer, another Comicsgate superstar.
Awesome.
Yeah, Manny Cornejo saying, "What's up, Doc?" And we say, "What's up to you, my friend?" And the Steins, we got a link to the Steins in the chat. And then let me see here. Let's see if I catch everything. I think that's it. Let me just not fall behind here. Executives too. Have the executives of the big two come to the conclusion that print comics can never make money anymore. It's this why they is this allow it. I think. Oh, sorry, Sean. He meant Sean. Say why they allow it. I gotcha. I don't know if they think print comics, you know, can't make money anymore. I couldn't speak to that, Gabe.
Don't know. Don't care. I'm on my own thing with you, Sean.
There you go.
We're in this together with the rest of CG and these amazing fans. I know what they're doing. I also don't care anymore. that would be their problem. So. Yeah,
and Bane Mailer is saying, when is Ethan going to make that paper? Seriously, I'd give him my money. I will tell you this. If I don't know how Ethan keeps the plates he's got going spinning, bless him. But I'm sure as soon as he gets a chance, Ethan at this point has got so many things people are excited about. He's having to, like, you know, put so much of that stuff on hold. It's incredible, man. Yeah. You know, it's incredible to see.
Hey, I'm being, ow, I just stubbed my toe under my desk. Oh, let the pain wash over me.
Oh, man.
So let me tell you, I'm wearing my pervert gloves for inking.
That's fine.
But I'm being called to go to Comicsgate Kings in a little bit, so we're going to cut this off.
Okay,
but
go to it, my friend.
Thank you but we're not going to cut off just yet. I want to try my pitch again, real short, and then I had a story I wanted to tell. Oh, about my toe, because I just stubbed it. I ripped my index toe, like your index finger, my second toe. I ripped the toenail off stepping on a concrete step, and the front of my toenail cut the step and just flipped the nail off.
Oh.
It took like 6 months to grow fully back. Then I'm in my bathroom in the master bedroom at my house, and I open the bathroom door, and the door swings and peels that same toenail right off.
Oh my God.
I peeled my toenail on the same toe twice in 1 year.
This is a horror story.
Oh, so I just, on the other foot now, I just kicked my index toe right into a big plastic thing. Pain is gone now. I'm all right. I made it, guys. I'm going to have to ink that Nosferatu thing another time because, again, I'm being called to hang out with the
you got to go hang with the Kings, man.
Let me pitch my book one last time before I get out of here. I want you all to click the link in the description and go buy this book. Truth, Justice, and American Way are America's sweethearts. They are the greatest, most fun heroes. They are loved. They're celebrities. Kids will sit there wearing the Truth, Justice, American Way t-shirt, eating the cereal, watching the cartoon. Our heroes, they're on all the nighttime talk shows, making everybody laugh and scream with delight. One day, the worst thing happens. Untold tragedy, lives lost. In the fallout from that, in the news media, it starts getting around, hey, did our heroes do everything they could to prevent this? Because it kind of seems like they're really just enjoying being celebrities. And I think it costs lives. And then people look into it more, and it really looks like a lot of things that have gone wrong in the past, a lot of so-called disasters where they saved the day, they didn't do all they could. Maybe they're getting fat and happy, and they're just enjoying their status as celebs. And it explodes the way social media can. And it's a media firestorm, and so much so, the government turns on them. Military's after them. Their friends won't talk to them. Bank accounts frozen. They have to go into hiding. They have to run away from their base and everything. And they have to solve who did this and why. And can they even trust each other as they look into this mystery of who launched this horrible, deadly attack? And if they can't figure it out soon enough, another disaster is coming that will cost millions of lives. That's what the first volume of Truth, Justice, American Way is about. So I want you all to click on the link in the description. Go check it out. We're doing really good. I'm really, really having a great time with this. And it's just setting the ground for the future for this book. Really excited to be a part of it. So thank you all for tuning in.
Absolutely.
Got any last words? Anything you want to pitch or talk about, Sean?
Yeah, absolutely. Back Truth, Justice, American Way. And everybody head on over to Comicsgate Kings, where you can see Ethan Van Sciver and the rest of the Kings, including our very own Gabe El Taib, in just a short while. Take care, brother, and I will see you soon. Peace.
All right. Later, guys. Bye.